shit. Oh my god. Oh man. Where the fuck is everyone? Yo, I don't like this. We demand people. Yo, what's up, RDP? And yo, what's up, Drain? Drain me. Drain ye. Wow. I'm seeing shit. You know, it's bad when I'm saying, yeah, it's pretty bad. Yo, what's up, Dosdano? Dosdano, what's up? Yo, RDP, how are you feeling, man? How is everything? How are you feeling after the apocalypse of library? Yeah, it is a dragon tattoo. See? Head. Dragon head. Yeah, it came out of it did come out of nowhere. I woke up. The server was pretty much closed, so that's kind of how it goes, you know, because library was supposed to be library. It's really funny because I remember when I was talking to Raven and I was kind of telling him, hey, this is a bad idea. Like opening the server or being very exclusive, like not exclusive, inclusive, I guess, the opposite of exclusive, inclusive with everyone. And I'm like, that's a very bad idea because I've did it and when I was used to own the servers. Like, it's a fucking shit idea. You're gonna have many more people and there will be chaos. There will be a fuckfest. So you should make it very fucking private as fuck and invite only. But we decided to make it public, make it big, and yeah, that's what happened, you know. Man, you know, you wouldn't get banned for yapping. You wouldn't, man. You didn't even do anything, you know. Like you getting banned, like, it would be crazy because you didn't do anything. You were just like, from what I've seen, having good discussions about types. So, yeah. I always wondered what the poster, the poster, but actually, it's funny because I translated the poster. I actually forgot what the fuck it meant. I can't fucking remember, but something cool, something good, not something cool. It's not like badass, but meaningful wisdom kind of shit that I could probably relate to, you know. I was cooking VLFE SP7 argument. Yeah, I've seen you discuss one VSP7 on the server. I was actually kind of looking at the conversations, you know, because they were very interesting. The argument did not go very far because, again, the decapitation of library. Hello, Sergio Carvalho. I know you. I've seen you around. Was planning to fall asleep at the right time, but here's your stream. You can always use me as an ASMR, you know, the good night's sleep. Put me, just put me in your ear and let me whisper you sweet nothings, you know? It'll be very effective, trust me. Oh, fuck. Got scared, would like to be still part of it. Yeah, obviously, Felipe, you wouldn't get removed, you know. That's just the thing with Discord communities. When you get them bigger and there's a lot of politics, you know, there's a lot of trust issues, there's a lot of, because library was very famous and people have made there were many people who said many untrue things about library. They lied, they made lies about we had many fucking snakes in library. Like who those snakes, if any of the snakes would be watching this, just know you're a fucking pathetic cunt. Like literally. Nothing more than that. Because those pieces of shit would sit in the chat taking screenshots of everything that people said. And they had no fucking balls to come up and say shit. They were hiding in the fucking back. Absolute spineless cunts. And there were many situations like this where we, you know, we prided ourselves in kind of wanting an environment that's safe for people to express themselves and for people to feel like there is a certain bond between people, like we can trust each other, you know, there's a trust there. But then some fucking rat comes along and starts spewing garbage. So that's the problem with servers like this. Are there any other good typology discourse, preferably smaller? If I find something, I might have something I might. Okay, I might. And if I will invite you, RDP, I'll invite you. Yo, hello, Blizz. Oh, very sweet. Learned fucking Polish. Let's go. Yeah, as I was saying, library got removed. You know, the server kind of self imploded. There was just the server became too uncontrollable from inside. You know, there. So that's kind of how I would paint it. You know, so SP2 SX5, good relationship combination. I would say problematic. I would say a bit problematic because in general 5 and 2 I'm not sure that they're a good combination. Obviously the whole intertype relations in Enneagram is shit because I bet there are some SP2 sexual fives out there who are together and they have no issues. They have good relationships. But it's just from the standpoint of theory, it would be a bit problematic because the SP2 is very needy. You know, the SP2 is very needy, wants attention and wants the validation and love. Sexual 5, despite being, you know, the most emotional in that way as a 5 core, they are much more distant, much more dismissive, and much more cold. So you could see potential issues. You want the attention, and they might kind of be like, that's too much. Like, get off my back. Might be a bit problematic, you know. Can someone describe family? I think I'll be honest. I don't know why it's called family. I would call social 8 with the moniker family, not self-preservation 7. Self-preservation 7s make alliances, yes, but it's more like networking. I would say you scratch my back, I scratch your back. We benefit each other in some type of way, right? I take care of you, you take care of me. It's kind of on that basis. It's not like we're family and fucking bullshit like that. I don't think it's like that unless there's a SP7 in the chat who's gonna contradict what I just said. And in that case, yeah. I always thought it was ironic. Raven, the LSI control freak, decided to open a server like that. He actually is not as much to blame. At least when it got opened, like where we advertised it. He's not to blame for that because it was other people, and even including me. I thought that's the problem, okay? And that's the fucking problem. It's a repeating cycle. I've done this thing so many fucking times, and I go back to fucking zero. Same fucking thing. Oh no, I should have. I need people I trust. I need people, close people, small tight community. I don't need much more than that. Then I start fucking spreading the fuck out. Yeah, we're gonna create something big. Let's invite more people. Maybe let's make it more known and let's have more people. Might be fun, right? 7 months fucking later. Oh my fucking god, this is a bad fucking idea. I don't fucking like them. I don't trust any of those cunts. right? So it's always this way, but it's not on him. It's not on him that it happened. True, still better than sexual two. Oh yeah, yeah. Sexual two is a bit too intense. It's a bit too fucking intense. Family is essentially a team that works towards certain projects. Yeah, I also think it's more pragmatic. For the self-preservation 7, pragmatism would take lead. Yeah, I mean, listen, I know some couple of self-preservation 7s, and I would not call them the most loyal people who are gonna treat you like family. They're gonna fucking fight for you and shit. This is not self-preservation 7. You know, I'm not saying they're fucking all rats, but they're not exactly known for this kind of behavior. Is sexual 7 Invictus? I don't believe sexual 7 is ever gonna be first will. When I read the book, right? When I read the book, the Sexual 7 book, because I did at some point, I was like, wow, this is fucking 4V type. Like, literally, I was like, this is a man child. This is full blown man toddler. 1V up in that bitch. That's what I thought when I read Sexual 7. I was really, yeah. Mafia shit. Mafia shit. And again, the mafia shit, yes, and mafia shit's also social aid. So there's some big problems there. But I can understand why mafia shit in terms of like we're a fucking criminal organization. We provide for each other. I will kind of utilize your abilities and your potential, and I will utilize your skills, and in return I'm going to give you a good life. That's how I'm seeing the self-preservation 7. It's not like social aid and like we're mafia, like we stand for each other. Not as much pragmatism, but just the focus solely on the bond and protection of the bond. So it's a bit different. Self-preservation 7 is much more pragmatic. Why do you see as self-preservation 3 as solely effectively? Um, I don't think I haven't looked into SP3 enough to discount, for example, VLFE as a type. But so yeah, that's my answer. Okay. Yeah, I think they can be very fun people. But I am very mixed. I'm very mixed on SP7. I'm generally very mixed on any type that is not very reliable. In terms of like, I'm not saying some fucking motherfucker has to be crazy reliable, but uh, uh, charlatans don't make me feel any better. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't make me feel any better. A charlatan who potentially, when they're not healthy, could throw me under the motherfucking bus just so he could get something for himself, that doesn't make me feel any better. So I'm kind of fucking mixed about self-preservation 7 sometimes, you know? Although I know RDP is one, he's chill as fuck. So I know it's not like it's a case-by-case situation. But as a type, I'm kind of fucking mixed on fucking self-preservation 7s. Can SP7 have I could see 4 fix for SP7, why not, I guess? I guess. Although it seems probably archetypally 3 fixed. And one fix is kind of weird, I think, because like why, like one fix is kind of like social 7 already, you know? It's very social 7, so it's very weird. It's like being a self preservation 4, but having 8 fix, right? Instead of one fix. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like, wait, how are you just a self preservation 4 instead of a social 4 at that point? Yeah, It's problematic. Have you read all the books, all the 7 books? Because a sexual 7 should not seem 1v, you know? They should not seem 1v. Um, Now, if you told me like an IEE and he kind of seems like he doesn't have an enneagram type, like you're kind of confused, and but just okay, I could entertain it, you know. But the sexual 7, that's a bit that's more difficult because the descriptions really don't. I don't see how they can support it. And that's the thing, yeah. That sneakiness and the nature of the unpredictability. Yeah, that's a bit. It's if if they genuinely fuck with you, that's solid. But how often do they fuck with you, and how do you know they fuck with you? I would say they can be quite good with people. Yeah, I mean they're charlatanistic motherfuckers. I think as any 7 core can seem good with people. I mean social 7s can seem extremely good with people. When you watch Jack Oliver from WSS, he seems like a very like a social 7. He's he's like what he does something with psychology, right? Like psychotherapy or psychology, some shit like that. He's very good with people. He's very good with people, right? Like you wouldn't see the FI vulnerable in a way where you would think, oh, he's fucking autistic. Like that's not how this really works. 7s can be quite good with people. Tier list of least trustworthy enneagrams. Social 3 probably has to be up there, right? Social 3 has to be up there. Um, I feel like all the 5s would be a bit more trustworthy. I feel like the 2s would fucking not be trustworthy in any way, shape, or form. I would think the 7s would not be trustworthy, generally speaking. Even the 8s are kind of like, not the most fucking trustworthy either. The SP8, the sexual, it's a mess because I think a lot of it also depends on your health, on your environment. Because one SP7 can be very loyal, they can pride themselves on loyalty. The other SP7 might throw you under the bus for a fucking penny. So it just depends. I agree with this, yeah. By LIE in Oshra seems I could never type it 3 core. Uh, you don't trust me anymore. Crying emoji, crying emoji, crying emoji, crying emoji, crying emoji, crying. That's a lot of crying emojis. I do trust you, James. James, listen, I do trust you. Like I trust you. Let me put it this way: I trust you that you won't fuck me over, obviously, and that you're very loyal. Do I trust you and how you perceive reality? Fuck no. Okay, I'm gonna trust myself. But in terms of loyalty and getting fucked over, I would trust you 100%, no doubt. If another type that I would really like to be, like if I could be a type, let's say I could not be an 8 core, so no 8. I would want to be like a self-preservation 7. It's such a cool type, like super fucking cool type. I like that type so much. Like it's just dope. It's just cool. There's actually, I mean, not many people, but I knew one person who types me self preservation 7, ESTP, LIE, FLVE. So, but I I think it's I would want to be a self preservation 7. It's a pretty fucking dope type. You have the fucking brains, but you have the charlatanism. You have the ability to navigate the world and survive in the world. It's super dope. Yeah, I mean, I think what you're experiencing is the disconnection from Naranjo's descriptions that are very severe. So because you don't seem like a nutcase, you're kind of doubting the whole shit. Like, oh, I can use some. I can be look at people pragmatically, but generally, I'm oriented towards like having a good time, having my group. That doesn't contradict the type, and you know, that's the flaw with Naranjo. And initially, I was kind of like, no, it's good. We need to see the negative qualities of the type. So it's good that it's extreme. But I've recently, for like the past few months, I'm actually I actually don't think it being so extreme helps people, because people take it at face value. They read the description at face value, and they cannot apply it to themselves because it's a fucking extreme example. For example, I'm gonna give you an example. SP8 in Naranjo is described as very, very greedy person who is not generous with people, not generous with time, right? So, and they use people. They use people as resources for what the fuck. They have no friendships, right? There's no complicity. There's no bond. When you read this shit, and I have a friend, a good friend of mine who is a self-preservation 8 SLE. And he is probably, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, one of the most generous people I know. Generous material, like in terms of material shit. He donated fuck ton of shit and money. Like, he's the type of a guy who does this kind of a thing. Very giving. Okay? Cares about people. His people. Cares about his friends. So how the fuck do we type a human being who's just a human being that doesn't fit those crazy descriptions? So that's the fucking problem. Even the 8 course. I mean, you even see what Naranjo did with the 8. Nobody can get typed as a fucking 8 core nowadays, because some other motherfucker is gonna come literally go to you and tell you you use your brain too much. Maybe you ain't even using your fucking brain, but to them, you're not a true degenerate fucking monkey. You're not in prison. You haven't committed a fucking break and enter, right? You can't be an 8. And it's like that's the level that we are at. And it's shit. That's Naranjo's fault for this. Okay. I like Naranjo, the clinical approach, but the fucking extreme descriptions are a fucking mess. Anyway, rants over. Oh my fucker. I mean, that's another type I would want to be, a sexual one. Big Daddy Dom. Like, sexual one seems so fucking dope. Like, if I could be, yeah, fucking big. In To me, a sexual one, they dominate 8 course. They clap 8 course in my eyes. Like, sexual ones just fucking do that. They give they're they're just fucking badass, bro. I think, you know what I think you're a normal person. You're the normal SP7 non-cringe lord who's fucking larping as a psychopath. Welcome to the real world. I can find probably fucking millions, thousands of people SP7s just like you. You're just a normal SP7. You're just not an extreme cocksucker. And I'll tell you this, I'm more healthy now. Do you think I read the descriptions of 8 and I think, oh my god, wow, I don't see myself in some of the subtypes as much as I did when I was more unhealthy. That's the funny thing. And the reason is because when you're really fucking unhealthy, you will fit that shit. It's gonna be like your autobiography. And when you're more healthy, you're gonna be like, yeah, but I'm not really like that this way. Like, I'm not as vicious. That's because you're not as fucking unhealthy. So there's that. Um, it it's complicated because it can seem this way, but then when you read certain, but that's the funny thing, right? Oh, he paints AIDS like those rapist psychopaths. But then when you look at the examples of eight course, so he typed fucking Karl Marx and Socrates, however the fuck you pronounce his motherfucking name, as eights. So and obviously we're gonna say, yeah, but Socrates is not an eight, he's a seven. Yeah, I agree completely. But the fact he still typed them as that, what the fuck does that say about the type? Clearly, they're not just psychopaths, you know. You're not in prison. Yeah. Would you always choose 1v, Rust? Do you are you asking if would I type myself as always 1v if I could be another type? Ah, yeah, sexual one alcoholics. Yeah, no, dude, it's actually fucked. Like it's crazy. Like I suspect my father. My father was not a fucking alcoholic. Not in any way, shape, or form. But he was in one core. I'm not sure. He was hard for me to figure out, but definitely not as SP1, right? Either social one or a sexual one. And I have another eight core friend who also his father is a sexual one. So it's a fuckfest, right? It's true that the eight cores get fucking created by one course. And that's just how it fucking goes. Oh man. Why is every section? Because I'll tell you what, and I've said this many times, there's zero doubt in my mind that Mr. fucking Naranjo is biased when it comes to the subtype descriptions. Zero doubt. Every sexual subtype gets fucked in the ass. Butchered. Like extreme bipolar mental illness. Social subtypes? Oh man. They're generous, they're helpful, they're great. They're they're megalomaniacs and they're arrogant, but they won't have so much passion to give to the world and want to change the world. Oh wow. You know, SP obviously is kind of like in the middle, the forgotten child. Naranjo didn't give too many fucks about that. What happened to the Discord? It got decapitated. Raven decided to close it. So there's really not much to say about that. Oh, what's up, Connor? Yigi, what's up, Yigi? If you could be another type, would you always choose 1v? Um, it's hard. It's a hard question because like the easy answer is like yeah, but the only alternative I think I would pick is second will. But the problem with second will, in my opinion, is I like self direction too much, which is why I would want to be like a sexual one or even self preservation seven. I would want to be self directed completely to the point where I'm not really being peer pressured by the external, or maybe I'm really pursuing my desires and I'm willing to enact on them with conviction. So because that's my mentality, I would want to keep that in some type of way. So probably first will, yeah, because of that. Because maybe second will, but fuck, man, they're a bit too flexible, So, eh, yeah, his backstory is an enneagram is definitely eight, but I've used him because people do think like if you're an eight, you need to be a materialistic cunt. I'm not personally. I'm not really that materialistic. I would say my approach to materialism is very balanced. Like, I don't need luxuries or any of that shit. And in the case of Karl Marx, he even rejected fame and luxury to pursue his philosophies and shit, that even though they didn't pay him much. So, it's kind of good to use examples that decapitate some stereotypes, because eight, obviously, monkey, eight, materialistic fucking degenerate who needs to be obsessed about that kind of shit. I'm sure my dad is eight, but when I made him read it, um, it it can be this way for someone who doesn't. Okay, I suggest you not to ever introduce typology and anagram to people in your personal life. I don't think it's a good idea. In terms of like Naranjo descriptions, they will read it and they might not even agree, even though they are correctly typed. They will disagree because they don't see themselves in this caricature of evil and caricature that's been exaggerated. So eh, I don't introduce typology to people in real life. Like, that's just not what I do personally. He really did take it way too fucking literally. And yeah, Marx also used to have fist fights with people who disagreed with him, from what I read about him. He was very selfish and he was exploitative as fuck. So I understand where the aid comes from. Like, now, when I read more of his story, I understand. But that's the problem with Karl Marx, because many people view him as this ILI fucking geek, and many view him as more, again, bully, fucking right, exploitative personality, crazy guy. Probably SP8, self-preservation 8, maybe. They could be the most independent. No, I've never heard of it. And of course, I mean, yeah, a lot of I try not to observe like Reddit in terms of like typology and anagram. It gives me cancer. I only do it to like make a video about it. But I try not to read that shit because most of those people. I mean, Reddit. I'm not. Listen. The Reddit people, they still believe ENTP can be 8 and even INTJ can be 8. They still believe this in 2024. So I'm kind of concerned, and I generally am resigned to the point where I'm like, I don't even want to fight to change it on Reddit. At least they're fucking lost cause. To me, people on Reddit are a fucking lost cause. That's it, you know. And on those websites too, fucking boo, same fucking shit. Yeah, what's up, Professor? As an INFJ8, I actually seen that. I remember when I was like a while back. I remember arguing with an INFJ8. Not one of my best moments, I do admit, but I did argue with. I've argued with everyone in my life. I mean, fuck. So that's not a surprise. INFJ happened to. As an INFP Sigma male. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we are all stubborn when we're trying to learn, because I still remember people when I was long time ago. I guys remember probably 3 years ago. That's when people started taking Naranjo more. Like, they started listening to Naranjo 3 years ago, a while back, and I was actually very fucking reluctant. I was fighting against that shit. I'm like, fuck that, right? Right, reacting TI fucking vulnerable, fucking Spurgeon. But then I read Character and the Roses, and I'm like, I really like his shit, you know? I like his shit. Because he's super clinical. He had an approach that I really enjoyed. Um, but the fact that people were pushing it so much kind of made me fucking rebel against it. Which I guess I understand those people who are very like, fuck the Naranjo cocksuckers. Maybe because there's so many of us and we try to push it on them, so they react that way, you know. But I think if they have a brain, they will come around. If they have a brain, they will understand that Naranjo is the fucking way. That's my opinion. If they don't learn, even though they research, lost fucking cause. Crimson King. Okay, go open Google, right? Like I'm not even like joking. Open Google and type Psychosophy library. Psychosophy library. And you're gonna see this one website that is one of the websites it's the website I use. It has every source on Psychosophy and even the descriptions. Very, very useful. What's the most sigma subtype? Most sigma subtype? I feel like it depends. It depends because it depends how you view it. Like the true sigma male, like he's still a fucking badass. He still acts and asserts himself with fucking big ball sack, right? I feel like more SP8. SP9 is like superficially, but they're not the will is not strong enough in a way where they don't have such desire. They don't really follow their path in such a rigorous way as an SP8 would or the Sigma male, you know. What's the most skibidi subtype? What the fuck is skibidi, Connor? Come on, man. What is this? What's that mean? I think sexual too. I do think sexual too is the most gayest. Elijah Jackson. I don't know who that is. Elijah. Nisha popped. Did you play Class of Nine? If you didn't, I did not play. What is this? What is this game? Yeah, my first instinct was SP9, but I felt like it's a stereotype. It's like the stereotypical answer, SP9, the Sigma. But I think more the Sigma would be like a self-preservation aid, like more realistically. I have not watched the new X-Men animation. So I did try. I did think about SP4. And there is a good case for this for Sigma male SP4. But there's also some issues with this because SP4 superficially is very Sigma, but there is still a 4 core, you know? They are still internally fucking cope the fuck out. Maybe that's what Sigmas do. Maybe Sigmas, they cope internally. So I don't know. What's your opinion? This Nisha, this combination is so it's like 2022. We are so past this combination, you know. And the answer is that no 8 core, no 1 core ever would be an LSI. And people who think that LSI can be one, they don't understand LSI. Because for an LSI who's TE ignoring, think about this. They are fucking TE ignoring, which makes them much more adaptive to the TE of people who have higher TE. So the method of action and how to do things and how to order how to do things, they adapt to others. 1 core is all about laying down the method of action for other people to perfect things, how to do things correctly, how to do things, how you should do things. LSIs are not interested in doing that or monitoring people's work, standing in front of people and telling them they're doing this wrong. They will do it if they need to because of their position in hierarchy, but they don't like it. It's not their natural mode. They want to work on their own shit and they want to bounce. LSI is 6 core. There's no one there. No one there. No Enneagram 1 there. Most alpha would be sexual 9. Yeah. Most alpha would be social 4, I think. So social 3. I've noticed though that the whole like manosphere, like the people who talk about like the red pill and how to be rich and how they're all 3 cores. They're all nearly 3 cores. It's like I was watching them and I'm like, wow, this guy's SP3. Wow, this guy's a social 3. Wow, another 3 core. And I'm like, they're all fucking 3 cores, right? And they're telling you like who you should be and how to be the perfect man. And I'm like, okay, like you are the alpha male. Keep doing what the fuck you doing. Yeah, Wes failed, man. Wes failed. It's funny because he even became a meme in typology, but he did kind of fail because he made a response video to his haters where he was saying how he doesn't care about his haters for 9 minutes, yelling at the camera, saying he doesn't care about the haters while making a video dedicated to the haters. My brain doesn't add the fuck up, but obviously it's not a good look. Obviously it's like you don't care, so you made a whole video about it. It's kind of weird. How would you type Donald Trump? I think some kind of 8 core. I would type him some kind of 8 core. I'm thinking SP8, maybe SLE. I know some people type him SCE. Okay, SCE. I can see why. I can entertain it. Which subtype of 8 would he be though? Like sexual 8 seems very unlikely. Would he be a social 8? You're right. So I'm thinking SE base for sure, but and some 8 core. SE base 8. I don't look at the dichotomy at all in any way, shape, or form. I don't look at it at all because in fact I used to look at it when I was using Western Socionics. I used to look at the aristocratic and democratic, and I used to pay attention to it all so much. Which is why I type myself beta quadra, which is why I type myself as like, I used to always say, yeah, I'm an aristocratic type, fucking aristocratic type. There are some problems with it. There are some severe fucking problems with this. I, I feel like it's not as simple as people think. For example, I can showcase a lot of aristocratic qualities, but I can also show a lot of democratic qualities, especially I've noticed when I'm around LSIs, I'm like full democratic approach, while they are complete aristocracy, and that's where you see the difference. But in many other situations, I'm more aristocratic, so it's a mess. I would never use it to type people personally, so that's my take on it. Yeah, I can see why you think. I mean, obviously politically inclined. That's kind of the problem with the whole typing people that you don't know, right? At least typing such figures, public figures, politicians, because uh, he's so interested in that, making a difference. But other people can look at him and say, well, he's a businessman. He wants to get power and he wants to get money. He wants to get wealth. He wants to get more power. That's what he's doing, what he's doing. He doesn't give a fuck about anything other than what he gets from the situation, his pure self interest. So self preservation aid fits better. There can be takes done on few in different perspectives. Are you currently watching any TV shows? I was watching. I finished watching a really good show. It's called Maid, like a maid, like someone who cleans up houses. So I was watching Maid, and man, that was like one of the best fucking shows I've watched. Like it's like one of the best, like one of the most realistic portrayal of people, one of the most realistic portrayals of abuse, one of the most realistic portrayals of dynamics between people. Every character was fleshed out completely. There was no good or bad, even though there were abusers and they were victims. There was still the bad. They had good qualities too, and they were not all bad. And the it's such a fucking mix, you know. And it was based on a real story, so I digged that shit fully. I don't give a fuck about the dichotomies. That's just personally me. The only dichotomy I would use is like rational and irrational. That's what I would use. But I don't care about all the other like typing with dichotomies. I think it could lead to problems. What's your current thought? Uh, I had a discussion with Raven about this, or more like contradicting views. Um, and he presented some points against this combination. Um, I feel like I want to be open to possibility of both of them for both types. You know what I'm saying? Now I see why people might have reservations about VFEL sexual aid, because I know there's a wave of people typing all fucking 8 cores as 3E. But I'm telling you this. I've read the sources. I've read the syntax of love. There are some severe problems typing SEE with FE demonstrative as a fucking 3E type. I'm sorry. You you can say obviously no, it doesn't matter. The sources they don't matter, but the sources state that 3E is a fucking coper emotionally. They have a hard time showing feelings of any sort. That's the reality. They don't show feelings much, which an SCE takes pride in his feelings, right? They're like, yeah, I feel what the fuck I feel. What the fuck? They're open with it in that way. So it's like I can see why VFEL could work if I kind of twist, if I ignore the theory and the sources, and I'll create my own framework. Like, oh yeah, well he's VFEL because you know he's coping with emotions. Like he's sad and he's clearly turbulent, and yeah, 3E. Whoa, but I also see the other perspective, which is like, my guy, spurging about your feelings and being fucking open and expressive simply cannot be 3E in any way, shape, or form. I understand both, you know, I understand fucking both. But ideally, I would try to be open to both possibilities, like VFLE, SPA2, you know. Anyway, I fucking rambled way too long. Those retarded, completely fucking retarded. Do you believe in? I do believe in FLEV SP7 ILE. What about I don't. I've heard people talk about this. I don't use it. I don't use it. I might. This is the more commonly used dichotomy, with rationality and irrationality being up there too. So it's not the worst, in my opinion. But do I use it? Rely on it? No. Okay, so I was thinking about this take, and I can see the thinking process, but what I cannot see is, me. I don't think three core fits SLE. The rationality of the three core just doesn't. It's so TE base, it's so FE base. So I don't see how it can work with SE base. So that would mean the SLE has to be like a self preservation 8, and then you'd have to describe like why is a self preservation 8 feeling insecure about his worth, so he needs to climb the social ladder and get money and stuff. Like there's no indication of any of that. That would be my only problem with SLE FLVE, because I think it's not the worst. It's really not the worst, but the 3V is like SPA though, one F3V. How, right? um I'll be honest with you. I've tried. I don't see. Okay, I'm gonna break down some things that I've seen of Tate that, in my opinion, as an eight core myself, someone who has researched eight, there are some things that make should not happen. One of those things can be persona. We don't know, but which is even more likely to say he's probably not a fucking eight core anyway. But his very focus, and even in his words, how if you don't have certain competency and certain success and certain metrics, if you don't fit certain metrics on competitiveness and success and excellence, you will not thrive in the world, and you will not be worthy of really anything. You don't matter. Your opinion doesn't matter. You're fucking nobody. I do admit I've never seen an eight core who uses this mentality. I could That's the opposite of the way I would view it. I don't see. I don't derive my worth of how I think I should be through some like metrics. So it's very foreign, and I've not seen any other eight be this way too. So the constant circle jerking of the things that I think an eight core would not give a fuck about is what puts me off from eight. Now, if he would be an eight, he would not be a fucking social eight, in my opinion. Sexual eight is even dumber. There are motherfuckers who go and type him sexual eight. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Sexual eight, the most openly antisocial motherfucker who gives zero fucks about fitting in society, is motherfucking Andrew Tate. Mr. Polished. I want to be a successful male. Garbage, absolutely fucking garbage, and its shit take should be fucking removed. Guys, gang, you should remove it. You should fucking be on your mission to remove it. Okay, some of you, but unacceptable. But if he would be an 8 core, I would type him SP8. That would be the least evil thing we could do here. But as I said, as you could when I was saying in the beginning, there are some reservations about this because some core shit don't fit. Oh fuck. That, that's where I would more likely lean. I would not go look at 8 again, guys. Like, I mean, compare even SPA. Compare him to SPH if you want. Compare him to Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Compare him to Jorge Masvidal. Compare him to fucking Kamzat Chimaev. Compare him to many SPAs, and you'll see they're not like Tate at all. They fit the description of an SP8, which is what exactly? I will beat the fuck out of you. I want what the fuck I want. I'm gonna get it. I'm not gonna do much talking. Because my fist is gonna do the talking. That's SP8. That's how they operate. Miss fucking Andrew Tate Spurgeon and talking and yapping and being in the center of attention. In my opinion, a bit weird. Fucking SP8, SC minus, hoarding fucking attention like an attention whore. Like, I'm confused, man. What's the relation between intuition and... I think it depends on the type again, right? There are multiple placements that can correlate to first will. It can be high intuition, it can be high and like high NE, high NI, shit like that. But I think a good grasp on time and knowing how to approach the time and what to do with time and how to approach your path and having confidence in it, which I think, or maybe even in the case of any, having belief in your potential. So high self belief in your potential and the potential of your projects, the potential of your dreams, the potential of your ambitions, I think could also be part of the high NE. Very confident use of the NE. So could correlate to high evolution there. Ah, yeah, one of those days. Okay. You know what? Let's look at this. Let's discuss this. Let's circle jerk it. SP7 is never described as having no self-esteem. Okay. Why are people typing a third will? What about SP7 that they're typing as third will? If they seemingly have that confidence. Yeah. I mean, that's sexual aid. I mean, I've many sexual aids in music industry, rock, metal, kind of shit like that. That's they're fucking degens. And now degen, but they don't give a fuck. They're eccentric. They're weird. They stand out. They make a fucking scene, but they're not your average cookie cutter people making sure that they society's proud of them. No, they really stand out, and that's how I would imagine a sexual aid to be like. They can be quite eccentric and quite there's a magnetic and originality that I see in sexual aids. If you've seen Mickey Rourke, I type him sexual aid actually. You should see some of his interviews, Mickey Rourke. Very eccentric guy. The way he presents himself. Many sexual aids are very eccentric. The way they dress, the way they carry themselves. So, typing fucking Mister like, I like to wear suits. My suits need to be clean. My suits need to be sophisticated. I'm just Sigma male. I'm just competency, Sigma male, sexual aid. Like, what? You don't just tell me you never fucking know. You never known what sexual aid is at that point. I mean, I can see why it can be weird. because volition uh, encompasses really everything of the person, the core of the person. So to have three different placements, how? How? How do you explain it? I could see it. I could see how that could be a problem. I think I should just, I'm gonna sit the fuck down. Roshiro, instead of yapping, you should use volition. You should use SC. Put yourself, use your kinetic energy, sit the fuck down, and write a post about a self preservation 7 in relation to volition. You should do that. People would like it. People would really like it. People would dig it, and it could like be helpful. Do you think Hosea? I'm not. Why self preservation 7 though? Wasn't Hosea more like a social 7 type of a guy? Wasn't he like one of the like advisors and shit goody two shoes motherfucker? Yeah. I was thinking social 7 before that. Uh, so SC is not action, and SC is not force. That's listen. That is Western socionics, which is why most people that hear socionics SC they think force and they think action, but that's not what it is really. In fact, it has more to do with Jungian SC. Socionics SC has more to do with Jungian SC, more aesthetics, kinetic energy, physicality, that kind of thing, the kinetic world, the appearance of objects, right? So it's true that there is part of SC that has to do with will, applying your will and applying your energy, but it's about having a lot of kinetic energy, right? You have a lot of kinetic energy, and TE is action. So if I have a lot of kinetic energy, I'm a very highly energetic person, like it's driven, let's say, and I make a certain action. That specific action, it's me using TE. Maybe my action is not as methodical, it's not as precise, it doesn't give me as many benefits because there's a lot of kinetic energy, but it's not as organized. That's just high C and low TE. So as TE is action, TE is method, SC is much more than just will, but will is part of it, not action, right? I've noticed that that's where I've seen many sexual aids. That's the most as and there are those kind of patterns that I look for. I've seen SPH the most in fighting, MMA, some military, but a lot of in fighting, UFC, fighting, fuck ton of SPH. Then I've seen sexual aids, a lot of them in music, and I'm talking like again punk, metal, hard shit, right? Like again, places that are different, rough around the edges. That's where you see the sexual aids, and that's where you see the creativity, the musical creativity really shine. The social aids I've seen mixture, some of them in fighting, but some of them really quite a bit of them in entertainment, like actors. There are a few actors that I know that are social aids, and then yeah. So eights are, so obviously kind of makes sense. Social eight's gonna be more into entertainment. I know another social eight who's a streamer. He's a very big streamer, and yeah, kind of makes sense. Social aids will be interacting with people more, trying to kind of create a base, maybe entertainment, maybe shit like that. The SP8's gonna be less in the spotlight, get what the fuck they want and fuck off. Fighting might be a way for that, stuff like that. people will flame me for what the fuck I'm gonna say, but I think SP1 is like, to me it seems FVLE. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like mother's milk from the boys seems completely FVLE, and he's SP1. I think as fuck. So I don't know. People will be like, no, it's not possible. Don't know, man. It seems like it. Do you think sexual thought is archetypally forfixed? This is a good question, but I believe forfixed. I used to go back and forth. I used to also have this, but I believe forfixed. Most sexual aids I've seen, the examples that they just seem forfixed, and that's where you see the quality of a sexual aid, which is what, flaunting that their values are different from the world, being standing up, being antisocial, openly antisocial, right? They can be bad, they can be non-conforming, take pride in that non-conforming nature. I think two fixed eight still works very well for sexual aid, but also might be better archetypally for a social aid, because two fixed, there's a lot of pride, there's a lot of pride, there's a lot of influence on people, there's a lot of putting yourself in position of authority over people, and there's a lot of independence. So there might be, social aid might be, more that way than sexual aid. I typed him SP8. I typed him SP8 SLE. Brock Lesnar. But there's a simple counter argument for that. Listen to this. Listen to this. 1F being hyper hedonistic. Yeah, but FVLE is archetypally self-preservation 3. And the relationship between 1F and 2V makes it different. They are much more balanced with hedonism. They're not even described as like hedonistic in that way. And SP3 is not very, it's not a hedonistic type, right? Extremely hardworking as fuck, right? Yeah, in the physical realm. So I think you could make a case if you ignore, this, unless there are some other arguments. Why do you like four fixed 8 cores? Is it because they're less prideful and annoying? Maybe less arrogant, or just less dickish? Maybe four fixed eights seem more genuine. I don't know. I would type in maybe sexual 3. Oh, hello. I just came in to say I've been watching you for years. Wow. That's very sweet. That is very sweet of you to neglect everyone else and watch me. Okay? To abandon the quality out there, which there is probably not much quality, because pretty much all of the channels are dog shit. But let's maintain humility, and Yes, I appreciate it, of course. I mean, there are some, but I do I believe I'm the best channel on Socionics? I don't really think that. Personally, I don't think that. But I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. If you have any questions, write down the fuck below. Got you covered. Oh my god, no, I don't like him. I don't like speed. I'm sorry. I don't like speed. I don't like speed at all. He's so fucking annoying. He is so fucking annoying. He's a monkey. Like, he's the best description when people say 8 core is a monkey. That's perfect in that sense. He captures that, which is not good. He just spurks. He yells at the camera. I don't know. I just he doesn't make me fucking laugh. He doesn't amuse me. He's maybe I'm too fucking old. Maybe I'm just a boomer. You know, I might just be a fucking boomer. Humility is good. You know, humility is good. I try to be humble. It's a lifelong battle. What's your try type? 827 is try type 827. Yeah, I'm definitely I'm def in Trifix. I'm definitely again, you know, 827 287 782 778 728. But what I'm saying, I'm definitely that Trifix. I'm that try type. You know, I have a low of 2 and I have a low of 7, which, by the way, I want to say something. It amuses me that people are like, he's a sexual 6. He's a sexual 6. Motherfucker, I don't even have a 6 fix. I don't even have a 6 in my fixation. Fucking awkward. Really fucking awkward. Oh, fuck. Speed is 3 fix. He's got that dog in him. Oh, he's got that dog in him. I don't like them. Descriptions also mention how they feel weak and vulnerable deep inside, but their defense mechanisms don't provide. Yeah, but it's a problem. Okay, the way I view this topic of no 8 core, right, is gonna feel this. No 8 core is genuinely gonna read what you wrote and agree with it. Like, be like, oh yeah, I feel weak and vulnerable deep inside. Like, yeah, they're not in contact with this in any way. So that's why even the 3E arguments, I kind of like, I understand on the I understand 8 as a in general. The logic is like, well, 8 copes with emotion, they don't want to be vulnerable, but that's assuming they suppressing the emotions. Many 8 cores don't think about emotions. Many 8 cores they don't feel like they are suppressing things, or they are doing that. They're, you know, they just don't feel shit, or they might feel something and it will go away, you know? So it's not like whatever the fuck. I'm fucking rambling again. Fuck. I keep fucking I'm a rambler. I like this, guts. I like this. This is good. This is very good. No, there's no problem, Felipe, my friend. There's no problem. You rock that motherfucker. Rock that type. Rock that try type. It's beautiful. 217 makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. Let's go. Robin. Can SEE be social 3? Robin, I don't know how long you've been watching the I feel like I know you, Robin. That's the thing. See, Robin, I feel like I know you. I have a good memory when it comes to names, which is sus. But I know you. But basically, okay, it cannot be social three in any way, shape, or form. What you need to, I've said this before, fuck. But what you need to understand, social three is very emotionally controlled, cold, meticulous, organized, very focused on effectiveness of method, of action, efficiency. Okay, this is a very rational type in Socionics, TE base. This is a very TE based type. So no, SCE would never be a social three, and if they were a social three, they would be a shitty. So can you imagine a social three SCE? Like that's like a failed social three. It's like a social three that's dumb. Well, not dumb, but just a stupid social three. A social three that fails at being a social three. So I'm glad a social three can be SCE because it would be terrible. It would be cancerous. It would be terrible. He would be shit at being a social three. So, God bless. Yeah, yeah, and it's kind of confusing because okay, so I'm gonna give you an example. I have an SP8 friend. Um, he is 3E, right? And I would say that there are pretty big differences between me and him in terms of my feelings and his feelings. So I feel like with him there is much more of certain moodiness and certain sensitivity of sort to feelings and emotions. So if he's not in a good condition or he's not in a good condition emotionally, others people feelings they might fuck with him. They might make him they might piss him off. He might have extremely little tolerance towards it. Someone being emotional or on shit with him and try to poke at him emotionally can get him very reactive and very combative, which is very like typical 3E stuff. And it's funny because I never really, I'm not that way, you know. Like I'm not. I've never been that way. Like that's the difference between me and him, and that's how we help each other. Like I help him to be like emotions are not that deep. Like it's not that problem, you know. Like feelings, it's not an issue whatsoever. And obviously that doesn't mean he's a fucking crybaby, but it's more so that there's that emotionality that's guarded, that's more reactive. Personally, I just don't relate to that shit, you know. Like, uh, you know, like I'm an SCE. I have FE demo. So if I talk to someone, they're gonna be emotional. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, fucking. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna be able to navigate those situations within reason, obviously, because an eight is an eight. They're not gonna fucking therapize everyone, but navigating those feelings shouldn't be hard if you're an SCE. I'm rambling again. Fuck. How rare is SP7? How rare is SP8? That's I don't. I don't think it's that rare. You know, I don't think it's that rare. I mean, it happens. It happens. Rasta, what do you think about 3V? No, it doesn't make any fucking sense. If there's this, I know this. There are some people so there are some people who think 1F and 3V makes sense for 8. They just don't understand how first will works. And they don't understand how third will works. Because if they fucking did, they wouldn't be saying this shit. Okay, that's it. Yeah, gammas and it's it's you're not thinking badly of it, I think. But social three also is a very, very meticulous type. It's very efficient. It's very efficient, very effective seeking type. Very great in positions of management, dealing with fucking management, managing people, organization of people, organizations of resources, organizations of a company, everything like that. So those people are thinkers. Those people are logical types who can handle the pragmatic side of the world, while the SCE cannot do that. The SCE is more or less hopeless in that realm. They rely on other people. SCEs instead rely on their will, on their ability to form certain connections with people and to push their will, their energy on the world. But they're not as careful with crafting the image. Fucking, that's it. This is funny. Conservation will manage to actively and passively remind you that he's a genius, a wise man, the best advisor, and that you belong to a lower category of a human, those who pay. That's funny. No, okay, Invictus, I'm sorry. I love you. It's all love, but I would never type Zlatan as two fixed. He's three fixed. Okay, he's blueprinted. Okay, so when you see SPA three fix, you need to just think about what three fix is. It's not just like, oh, he's a fucking conformist. It's more like the focus on pragmatism and efficiency and effectiveness. Much more cold blooded, much more logical, much more, again, get the fucking job done. That's really three fix, you know? That this tri-type, this doesn't even exist. SPA 287, that's not even a fucking SPA. That's like a fucking sexual aid, a social aid, you know? Yeah, Robin, SCE's not that good with that. And social three, people think is this like live in the moment type. They don't even live in the moment. That contradicts the type. They don't even live in the fucking moment. They always, I fucking look at their plans into the future, and they fucking fantasize about the idealized future, and they want to make it into something that's gonna happen. It's not a person who lives in the moment for the sake of the moment. It's the typology. Oh my god. I have a very love-hate relationship with typology. Typology pisses me off sometimes so much. It's like playing a video game. I can be very chill. I'm a very chill person. I can be a very chill person, easygoing person. But it's like playing a video game. I'm playing a video game and I want to fucking win. Maybe I'm playing a video game and my team, we're vibing. I'm trying to, okay, guys, let's fucking do it. And then I get fucked. But I get fucked in the worst ways. I lose. I get killed by someone because in the stupidest way. I should have avoided it. Something happened. I go fucked. Do you know how angry I get? I get so fucking pissed. The frustration. Now, typology makes me frustrated too. It's actually one of the things that pisses me the fuck off. That pisses me off. Sometimes I hate that people have different opinions. It's true. I have this. There are two sides of me. You know the meme? You know the meme? There are two sides, like the edgy psychopath and the kitten. I have two sides too. Okay. One of them is a kitten. No, but I have two sides. One of them, I don't like when fuckers disagree with me. Like, I don't like that people have different opinions. And if I could subjugate the whole fucking world in terms of like, we all could, maybe I'm passionate about thinking a certain way. I'm passionate about this. Okay, this is the truth. We should think this way. And then people are opposing it. Then I want to subjugate everyone, and I'm gonna be like, okay, no, 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 no. I need to force this fucking way of thinking on everyone now because they fucking tried to oppose it. Now they're fucked. Now we need to fucking decapitate everyone and fucking enforce the fucking way. But on the other hand, I don't like it. I don't want to do it. And I fight against when other people want to do it. Okay? I'm It's a mess. Typology is a mess. I don't know how to navigate it. Although I feel like I try to stay less involved in typology, not to take it too seriously. Like it's chill. Because then I'm not feeling as much conviction. The worst is when I feel conviction. When I feel conviction, it's fucking over. And I don't want to do that. I want to be, you know, yeah, people should have different fucking opinions. We need different opinions. I want them to have different opinions. Fuck. Woo! That's fucking funny. Oh man, the chat's funny. If three fixes get the job done, how can logic be second or third position? No, I'm not saying three fixes just get the job done in that sense. I'm just saying that they're more efficiency because the third fixation is efficiency. So that's all it is. It cares more about efficiency, you know. So it's less feeling, more efficiency, more pragmatism. That's all. Yeah, I used to actually have anger problems. Like in video games, I used to have anger problems. People didn't want to play with me sometimes. So I'm not as I'm very chill. Like don't get me like I'm very chill and I'm often, my teammates, they get fucked all the time. I always forgive them. That sounds like okay, that sounded bad. It's like, well, I forgive them, wow. I'm not in a position to forgive them, but I'm just saying like yeah, I'm not angry. Whatever the fuck, okay? I'm just digging a deeper hole. No, no, this is funny. Thank you, Robin. Thank you for like sympathizing with my fucking struggles because I don't voice them some because I don't know, I just don't voice them. I don't really voice any struggles. That's the fucking problem. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel, Like I've made so many stupid arguments about typology. I've argued with friends, I've argued with everyone about typology. And that's the fucking stupid thing about typology. I argued so much about typology. I believed it to be true, and I pressed my point to the point that other person felt like I was too much. Maybe the other person felt like I'm being too much, and I did that with complete conviction. Wow, typology is true because I see it. It makes sense. Just to then realize that everything I learned was bullshit. Everything that I learned was fucking nonsense. It meant nothing, and that all of it is wrong. All of it is shit. And now I'm thinking, what the fuck's the point of even committing to my fucking answers? Like, what's the point of committing to my views in terms of typology? What's the point? Because I know I'm gonna change shit. Because that's the fucking nature of typology. So if I cannot no longer have such convictions anymore unless obviously certain things don't change. But there's more leeway now. And this brings me another point of typology, which is confirmation bias. Everyone in this chat, including me, are circle jerkers of typology. We circle jerk each other's fucking cocks, thinking this is true. You know what we call this? It's fucking confirmation bias. It's pseudoscience. We're fucking jerking off to pseudoscience that cannot be fucking proven. There's no fucking evidence. And you can justify anything. Oh, I'm this type because I'm this. It's well, I like to shit when I'm standing up because that's my third physics. I'm different. Like we just it's a cope. Typology at the end of the day is a fucking confirmation bias fest. It's a sausage fest. You know. Fuck. I don't give a I don't not that I don't give a fuck. Tri-types are not that important. I'm more into Ichazo Trifix, into Ichazo recently. I'm trying to get into Ichazo. Which, by the way, you should guys get into Ichazo too. Yeah. See, I wouldn't yell at you. You're my friend. I don't even feel good. I wouldn't feel good yelling at you. Like you, it would. The only person I'm gonna fucking yell at is James, and I'm gonna yell at James for fucking. He knows what the fuck for. Okay, I'm gonna yell at him because he's fucking around. That's why. But I'm not gonna yell at you. I'm gonna yell at James because he's fucking around. He is fucking around. As he would spend their most time jerking off, and TE Base being a crypto bro. How do I get money? How do I get money? On a serious note, everyone's different. Everyone's different. But what is true that probably TE Base would be more oriented towards maybe knowledge, learning, doing things that actually there is some pragmatic reasons, there is some productivity involved, shit like that. The SE, that's a fuckfest, okay? Do whatever the fuck you want to do, right? Work out, go on walks, have fun, right? Engage in nature, play video games, watch YouTube, get on a fucking stream, start rambling. That also happens. But people are people, SE base and TE base, that depends on the individual. Both would seek stimulation. And that's all you need to know. Why do people shit on Tiapolo? I said, listen, Tiapolo is annoying. Let's face it, Tiapolo is annoying. It is. I'm Tiapolo. I'm Tiapolo as fuck. And I know it's fucking annoying. It's I mean that's how far we've come in typology, that the guy responsible for being an authority in typology is a fucking SE base TI vulnerable. How fucking bad did the world go down that the fucking Mr. Authority circle jerker is a fucking TI polar? Wow. Right? SCE is taking over everywhere. The intellectual pursuits, the fucking SCE is decapitating everyone. Even the nerds can do shit against them. What the fuck's happening? But it's a circle jerk, and TI polar sucks. Trust me, it sucks for people to deal with it. Although TE polar, guys, we need to start shitting on them, okay? Because we forgot about them. Keep it fair. Life was one. Life was different before. We should have a meme before and after typology. That's what we need. That's the meme we need. Before and after. Because although you know what? When I'm interacting with people, I don't think about typology. So God bless my fucking soul. I'm not corrupted. I don't think about their types. It doesn't come to my mind. So thank God. But some people, yeah, they think they meet someone. They're like, I think that he's using a nine. He's using a nine right now. I do think this is true. There, Yeah, they're not gonna be an average SO3 is not gonna be like a fucking spread. I'm the best, you know, because it's cringe. They think they would probably. I think they would see that it might be cringe, so they wouldn't do it. I don't think it's a caricature, you know. I don't think it would work that way. All typology isn't wrong. Your weak intuitions doesn't know how to truly use it. And just like superego, but that's the thing. See, we want to. I can easily sit here and tell you that typology is great and all of it makes perfect sense, and I can explain it. Whoa, 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 whoa. But it's in my opinion, it's confirmation bias. There's no evidence for this shit. I'm not saying, you know, I still use it, but I'm split in between those things because I understand it's a fucking jerk off, and I also understand you believing you're correct all the time. That's just arrogance, you know, and you will get fucked. Every time I used to think I'm correct, 100%, 100 fucking percent, I got butt fucked. No lube. So I get that, right? um, I feel like, you know, there is a certain freedom to accept it for what it is and not fight for some ideological bullshit reasons and what the fuck ever. And I was that way when I was younger, you know. I used to be politically involved. I used to fucking be super like hard pressed. Oh, if you're this side, if you're that side, go fuck yourself. You know, super hard pressed in that, not seeing nuances. Everything's black and white. But I feel like not, and same with typology. I'm seeing nuances now, and I'm okay with it being a jerk off. You know, I'm okay with it being a circle jerk because as long as I know how to deal with it, it's not a problem. I can make it fun because I like typing characters. I like discussing it. I like I like to see how typology manifests. I like to learn about myself, so I can enjoy it. You know, but it took a fucking while, and I have a personality that tends to be that is naturally gravitated towards extremes, like being outspoken and believing. You know, if I believe in something, I often take it too far. I'm like either I believe something in this, either I don't give a fuck or I believe it too much. Fucking, I think it's just the bipolar. You sound like an INFP complaining that war and fighting is bad, but reverse that. I mean, war and fighting is bad. So I think INFP is correct here. Obviously, we all know war and fighting is bad, but I think what I'm saying contradicts your worldview, right? Because you believe you're correct, 100%. You cannot accept that it's a jerk off because it's a threat to everything you've established in your worldview. Think about it. Your ego is so attached to it, you cannot disconnect. That's a form of slavery. That's a form of fucking slavery right there. But you know, I love me some fucking INFPs. Yeah, it can be fucking annoying. Guys, can you press F? F is it F in the chat? Just type F. This I listen. I thought I was an SLE for a long time too, but I retyped like 6 months ago. I think 5 months ago in classic Socionics. Guys, I think I might still be an SLE in WSS though. in Western. I still think I might be an SLE because do you guys know Ibrahim? Ibrahim types me as beta ST, so he thinks I'm too rigid, whatever the fuck that might be, right? But I'm a fucking take it. Oh fuck! I'm not, Turkism. I'm not punching this. I'm not gonna punch the screen. Okay, I'm not. Actually, I want to say something. I'm very controlled. I'm my anger. Okay, you might think I'm angry. I'm not angry. I'm passionate. I'm not like very pissed off. I'm just passionate. Okay, and I'm not the type to get so angry I break things or I punch my. I don't do that. So don't worry, guys. Although I know you fuckers, the society we live in nowadays, I know you'd want me to break my fucking screen because it would be funny, right? But nope, nope. Damn, I'm watching. I'm watching this. I'm watching the chat right now, and people are arguing with themselves. I love this. I love our community. I love how fucking just it's the same people oftentimes, and they fight. They just fight. Like they fight it out. They fight it out. They're not going too crazy with it. It's the right amount. One of the good things about typology is that I've really learned a lot about myself. Like I did so much, and I don't need to. And I understand my weaknesses. When I was growing up, I had those weaknesses, and telling myself I had different weaknesses would not benefit me. So knowing my weaknesses helps me. So it helped me. It helped me. Typology helped me. Not only that, I've met very good friends. I've met good people in typology. I've met people who when typology is gone, I'm gonna be friends with them. I'm gonna meet them. I'm gonna travel with them to them. Right? I've met those kind of friends. So I think typology was good to me, but logically it fucks me. Which it makes sense. Ti vulnerable. Again, explaining shit with typology, of course. I feel like an LII is an underrated type. Uh, why is it an underrated type? Why do you think that? For example, I usually feel like I'm gold at everything. I can say that's 1V, but I think it's true. It isn't just narcissism. And but okay, let's be honest. It is narcissism, and you are a circle jerker narcissistic prick. I'm a narcissistic prick too. Let's just say it how the fuck it is. You're a fucking jerk off. I'm a jerk off. We're both jerk offs, right? And we will tell ourselves, I'm in the moment when someone says, "Oh, but that's arrogant," and you respond, "No, but that's true. I mean, that's just the fact. I mean, you see, I'm good at that." But come on, a lot of it is narcissism. It's an overconfidence in your worth or overconfidence in who you are and your path and your direction over other people's desires and their wants. It's narcissism in a sense where you're self-interested, and you think you're gold. I That's not to say I'm saying this because I can be an arrogant prick. So it's more like a reflection, and it's more like I don't like it. I don't like that quality. I'm trying not to be that way. So, and I understand it's narcissism. It's innate narcissism. But I don't know. I think we're good at shit and we're bad at shit. Like simple. Thank you, holy shota. Yeah, fate, wind. That's what I'm saying. because I agree with your perception of it. Like it might be annoying to you, right? Because you kind of like, oh, he's being fucking annoying. Like maybe you're some LSI TI base, maybe LSI, and I'm kind of going full SEE, and now you just kind of want to like tell me to shut the fuck up. Like he's fucking annoying. The system makes perfect sense. You just don't know how to fucking use it. I've heard those things. Trust me, I've heard those fucking things. I know. Okay, so but I also understand your perspective. Like I know when when I watch people, it makes sense to me. That's the truth. When I watch and observe people, it often makes sense to me, which is probably why I'm still fucking doing it. That's the reason, because I see it. I was doing this I was watching this interview of this one guy, and I was watching his interview with a therapist, and it was pure self-preservation 9. It was pure SLI self-preservation 9. It's like this guy knew typology and wanted to LARP as an SP9. He's never seen typology, and yet that's what the fuck. That's his personality. And I'm like, fuck. Wow. That's crazy. Rust, what 8 do you think you are? I should make you start. Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can discuss it. We can discuss it in DMs, to be honest, or call or whatever. What 8 do you think you are? Maybe social 8. Maybe social 8. He's definitely EP. I am EP temperament. That much is very true. Yeah. Yeah. Very fucking EP temperament. ADHD as fuck. Not very fucking organized. Let's just say growing up it was a fucking problem. Thank you. Oh my god, fucking. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I've had people typing all kinds of shit. ENTJ ILI. It's true. I've never been typed ENTJ ILI. I have been tapped FEVL. Believe it or not, somehow I've been tapped FEVL. Don't know how the fuck that would work, but okay. ILI. I've never been typed ILI, which I'm kind of. I wish I was. I feel like I wish I was. I got tapped LSI, which is a compliment. ILI never got tapped ILI. I feel like NI base, that's a bit of a stretch. That's a bit too much. Yeah, I think what's to me like genuinely delusion is to think you're good at everything and you don't have flaws. That's delusion. And I think a sign of like strength or a strong character or stuff like that, it's to understand what you suck at but owning up to it. So like, yeah, you are bad at logical shit, or you're bad at fucking being organized, you're bad at pulling through. You're bad at this, X, Y, and Z, whatever the fuck it might be, right? But you own up to it. You are bad at it. So the fuck what, right? But yes, everyone has good qualities and everyone has fucking bad qualities. That's probably like the most reasonable way of looking at it. I don't think that I don't have any flaws and I'm flawless. No, I do know I have fucking shit ton of flaws, and I also know I have good traits. That's it. Why would it be necessary? Well, that's the nature of PY. That's the system. You have to have one bad spot. And I can tell you this much: when I first was discovering PY, I'm gonna be honest, I told my friends I don't think I have a third placement. I literally would tell them that. Like, I don't have a third placement. I don't see it. Because I would type anything. None of it made sense. And I'm like, none of it makes any fucking sense to me. What the fuck? Now I kind of know what to look for. Because people told me, well, there's this one placement that you're very insecure about and it bothers you so much and you're coping the fuck out and like you're insecure about. You're la la la, right? Your self-esteem is fucked up. And it's like, no, I don't feel insecure about it. Although maybe, see, maybe you do feel insecure. Maybe you do feel insecure. You don't think you do, but maybe you do. Maybe you doubt yourself in that aspect. It might not be like constantly thinking, but maybe you have an opinion and you go in circles. Maybe you cannot decide on your own, right? Maybe you doubt what you just said. Those can be signs. That can be insecurity. I always forgot to ask. Wait, give me a second. Okay. So my wife always, I'll tell you this, right? My wife always told me I'm cringe in terms of my nickname. She often would say, it's cringe, which she said it's cringe because maybe I'm putting words in her mouth. She didn't say it's cringe, but more like it doesn't have much meaning. Like, what the fuck does rusted typology mean? It has zero meaning. Let's rusted typology. And I remember when I first made the channel, I'm like, no, it's fucking perfect. Like, it sounds good. It sounds catchy. It's gonna be perfect. Boom. It's very catchy, but it's cringe because it's stupid meaning. What the fuck does that mean? Rusted type. But the way this started, the name Rust, it actually, and the reason why I went with the name Rust for the channel was because my wife, she was writing a novel, like a book. The character in this book, he was called Rust, and the character was based on me. She based this character on me, and it was like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, right? 4 years ago. She kind of made a character in this world, and she called him Rust, and that was me. And I kind of went with that. I kind of like, okay, that's me. I'm Rust. So I don't know. That's why I used it for the channel. No, fuck no. Oh, game anime, not anime main character. It's terrible. It's so fucking bad. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Abdul. You too. Rusted Attack Titan typology. It gives me Eren vibes, which I don't like, by the way. I don't like Eren. Just saying, I don't like Eren. Cringe, very emo and cringe. Oh fuck, man, that's a huge difference there. Fuck. Uh, bro, like, look, logical dichotomy versus fucking ethical dichotomy is a big one. LSI is not gonna be even in the same dimension as an EII. LSI is a okay. Let's use archetypes. I'm gonna be 3Ling as fuck. I'm gonna be TI vulnerabling. Think about it this way: LSI is a neo-Nazi who has very rigid framework and believes in it. Right? Believes in it. That's the fucking way. You don't fucking. He might even fucking be delusional. You know? Oh, some of the shit you say doesn't fit the framework he has. You're fucking stupid. Get the fuck out. Right? It's they're not tactful like the EII. They're not as friendly or amicable like the EII in any way, shape, or form. They're cold and they tend to treat people impersonally. They have a very systematic way of doing everything. Think about again more of that ideological motherfucker, right? Sticking to his fucking framework. EIIs are not that way. EII is very ethical, much more amicable, wanting to see good potential in people. LSI is not like this. Russ, she types as an ESI. She types as we retyped her. Fuck. Great. Welcome, Gray. By the way, I think Gray, I think that's you who gave me the temperament video idea. So I appreciate it. Thank you. But what do you think about the 3V the worst placement? It's a problem. It's a problem. Same way as, but it's something that happens in every system, and I myself was guilty of doing this in other systems. Right? You see this with MBTI, feelers, sensors. Their sensors are stupid. Feelers are fucking this. You see this in Socionics, right? Low SC, bitch ass motherfucker. High SC, big daddy dom, right? So you see this everywhere, and that's inevitable. But in PY, the 3V gets completely fucking butchered. It's a subhuman individual snake who gives zero fucks. I have some problems with this because I have some friends, good friends, who are 3V, very fucking loyal people, devoted people. Do I have some fucking conflict with those people that could be possibly explained by the volitional placement difference? Yes, probably. But they're still amazing people. They're still good people. They're still loyal people, right? They're still fucking, they still have the right values. And 3V is the worst placement. That's kind of vague. Well, which 3V you're talking about? Because LSI 3V is different from fucking LIE 3V. Like, as in, social 3V is different from sexual 6 3V, right? Or social 4 3V. So which 3V are you actually talking about? Because they're all different. So in general, I think I even fall victim to this thinking. Oh, fucking 3V, fucking copers, man, fuck them. Yeah, little fucking bitches. I fall into the same problematic thinking, which my wife then tells me, no, stop saying 3V copers. Stop saying that 3V shit. Because that's not really it. That's like, there are so many different people with 3V too. So she has a fucking point. You ignore my fried typology joke when you said you love chicken. I did not. I'm sure I did not ignore it on purpose, Felipe. You know, but fried typology. Fried typology is risky because it sounds like my brain is fried, which I guess you could argue for that, but you know, that would work if I didn't want to take my channel seriously in any way, shape, or form. Lol, fried typology, make a memes, like, you know. Raven types Aaron SO8 SCE. That's true. He does. No, no, man, no, not at all, man. I've seen so many fucking different types. I've seen SCEs fucking nationalistic as fuck, which is not that weird. Probably common. I've seen SIs nationalistic as fuck. I've seen LSCs that way. I've seen all kinds of people that way. So, like, is it SI? No, I don't think it's SI. Maybe, maybe you could argue it's very weak at TI and very high TI, maybe, or but it's a stretch too. Maybe it's a stretch too. Maybe it's not really that connected to an element. Can you do the most and least romantic types? I thought I would remind you. I like this. Most romantic types, most romantic subtypes. I like this. SP8's gonna be at the. Nah, should SP8 be at the bottom, or should like some SP5 be at the bottom? Because they should be fighting low. Do you feel FE is fake? Would you date an FE based type? Do you have a close FE based friends? I've known FE based people. I mean, I'm surrounded by FE bases even in person, in real life. So I think I can see why people might think FE base can seem a bit fakish, right? Because it's more adaptive. So in that sense, I can see it. They're much more adaptive. They're more conforming. So I could see why they can be perceived as a bit more fake. And it depends, but it depends on the type. Like social 2, I've seen not as much. Sexual 3, very much so, right? Like, so it depends. It's like it's not necessarily just the FE base, but it's the FE base with the anagram. With the sexual 3 FE base, it's full blown. I mean, I don't like it. Makes me cringe. Like I'm like, you're a fake cunt. Like the Rock is a walking fake sausage. There's nothing real about the Rock, and I don't even mean it like he's a larper. He's just a businessman, but he's full of shit in every possible way. Nothing that you see about him is real. He sells you the perfect image of a human being. To me, that's fucking fake as shit. It's less to do with just being FE base, more to do with his fucking anagram too. What you should do, Gray, is also look at your first placement in conjunction with your third placement. Okay? So 1L and 3V, 1F and 3V, 1E and 3V. Because you might not relate to 3V description on its own. So look at the different types in conjunction. Oh, fuck my neck. How did you learn speaking English so well? Thank you. I know it's pretty rare. It's funny because I ask some people, some Polish people, because I tutor, I'm a teacher. I teach English, right? So I was asking my student, and I asked my student, hey, so like in your town, because he lives hours away. He lives in this one of the cities, right? And I'm like, do people speak English there? Because like no one here fucking speaks any English. And he's like, yeah, like, it's normal. Like people speak, and I'm like, what the fuck? That makes no sense. I'm like very skeptical of it because that doesn't really add the fuck up to me. But depends probably where. Big cities, people speak more English. In fact, I was in a city, and an American, a fucking American from New York approached me because he heard me talking to my wife. We were talking in English, and he approached me. Most fuck, dude. I thought I'm very American. This fucking New Yorker came up to me, and I'm like, I realized in that moment how Polish I am. I'm like, This is way too fucking much. Like way too fucking much. So yeah, but I've learned it by I was abroad a lot. You know, I when I was 3 years old, 4 years old, I was abroad. You know, Singapore. That's where I lived. So I used to watch cartoons. I used to watch English cartoons all the time. I did not have any Polish there, so just English, English, and somehow that's kind of what gave me a boost. That's what helped me a lot, you know. And I've just always been using English in some type of way. Oh fuck. Cooked typology. Yeah, that's fucked. That's fucked. Cooked typology. You know what's funny? Cooked typology can mean, I mean, cooked can mean two things. It can either be fucked, like this guy's cooked, or it could mean like he cooked something. So there's a certain ambiguity when playing with it. Circle jerk typology. Yeah, that's the alternative. By the way, guys, I'm gonna make an announcement on my. I'm gonna make a new channel. So I'm gonna be making a new channel, no typology, okay? And you guys are streamers, you guys are here all the time, so I can kind of tell you. So it's gonna be social commentary, right? I'm gonna be having more social commentary. I'm gonna be kind of talking about how to handle different situations. My first video on this new channel is gonna be about why you should not chase the idea of modern success. So I'm kind of talking about the problems with modern success and what it does to you and why you should not fucking do it. So overall, there's a lot of potential that we can have with this new channel. Okay, so if you guys are interested, obviously I'm gonna make a video about it very soon. Might record it tomorrow, and then the second channel is gonna be dropping. Okay, so we're gonna be fucking creating some interesting shit. That's where I'm gonna actually talk about my opinions and discuss shit. Maybe talk about certain relations, certain psychology, certain how to navigate and deal with certain situations. We need more of that. I feel like, you know, because typology is fun, but also need a place where I can actually speak my fucking opinions. That would be fun. Yes, I am Polish. The rumors were completely true. 2L the Rust. Let's go. 2L. Yeah, there are some people who type me 2L, which is a compliment. 2L is good. Yeah. Yeah, the small towns you're not gonna meet in the peasantry with the peasants where we live at. You're not gonna fucking see anyone talking English. If I'm walking down the street, I'm talking in English. They're looking at me like I'm crazy. But in bigger cities, I feel more at home in a sense because I feel kind of like people. I don't know. I feel like I feel more at home because they're more. I don't know. Like not as fucking peasantry. Okay, fuck peasants. They maybe haven't seen the world much. They haven't traveled as much. So being around people who are from different cultures, being from people who are from different places, they've seen places. It to me. I prefer that. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, guys, thank you. Yeah, Polish is fucking cooked. Polish is fucking cooked. I speak so much English, I am forgetting Polish. Ja mówię tak dużo po angielsku, że zapominam jak w ogóle mówić po polsku. Słowa wylatują z głowy, człowiek nie potrafi mówić. Słabo, naprawdę słabo, ale kurwa damy radę. Man, FE demo, that's such a fucking huge difference. First, there's one thing you need to understand about FE demo, non-coped. FE role, super ego. That's all you need to know. So an FE demo type has no problem with navigating FE. It happens. There's no issue with it. FE role, it's your super ego. It's supposed to be problematic. It's supposed to be very adaptive, right? To others people's expression. So, yeah. Ogólnie, ej, ale wiesz, no my możemy zrobić live tylko dla Polaków, nie? Polacy, what do we say always? Like Polish power, we stick together. It's cringe. I feel a bit cringe, but it's good. So może kiedyś będzie stream tylko dla Polaków. Może. Zobaczymy. Może powinienem w ogóle zrobić Typology.pl. Omawiamy typologię. Typologię po polsku. Is kurwa FM? Yeah, kurwa is like the most famous word. Like everyone knows the word kurwa. Sounds ciekawie. Yep. Yeah, guys, listen though. I need to go. Okay, because I wanted actually to do the stream for 1 hour. Well, initially it was 1 hour, and then it was 1 hour 30 minutes. Now it's always 2 hours. So. Oh shit, he's also Polish. Oczywiście, chłopie ziomek, nie ma problemu. Nie ma problemu. Da się jak coś dostać na twojego DC? Napisz do mnie po prostu na moim kanale, na YouTubie, nie? Jakiś tam komentarz wyślij i ja coś ogarnę, ok? Ja coś ogarnę. Okay, guys, you take care. Everyone take care. Polish power, Polacy, górą, easy peasy. Enough fucking arguing. None of you fucks will argue, will even agree with each other. We know how this shit fucking works. You believe you're right. He believes he's right. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat chicken. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Bye bye. Bye bye.